Hi everyone. Today we have come to meet Mr. Mehul Shah, founder of Shah TC. Thank you for joining us today, Mr. Shah.
My pleasure.
Mr. Shah, pharma industry has gone through momentous shift over the years and Indian pharma is doing very well. And Shah TC needs no introduction. But there must be a time when you started and gradually reached this stage where you are today. So would you tell us more about the early days and how it evolved into this?
Shah TC, we started in 2000. It was founded by me in 2000 when we wanted to explore the possibility of finding the right sourcing partners for a lot of pharmaceutical companies. In India, it's a very complex market in terms of pharmaceutical, one of the second largest exporter or second largest industry in India after IT. But Indian pharmaceutical companies were pretty struggling with their sourcing as economy was opening up and there was a lot of opportunities and there was a lot of requirement for Indian pharma industry to outsource or to source their raw materials. That's where we started our operations. We started this company. We started to identify the right channel partners for our customers in India. Today we have more than 12,000 formulation companies. We are called as a pharmacy of the world. And to support the pharmacy of world, the right sourcing of raw material was very much required, and that's where we came into the picture. We slowly started our business operations in India and started to expand slowly. It was a slow journey to begin with, but yes, we learned during our course of our growth. We added the teams, we added people, we added products, and lot of learnings has happened over last 25 years. So I can say pretty much very well that we learned during our course of this journey. We are still learning. We reach up to this point. We today are one of the largest API distributors in India. It was a pretty interesting journey, I must say.
Mr. Shah, there is something interesting in your logo which says from start to support. What does it mean?
Yes, this is pretty interesting for us. Our logo holds a lot of spiritual and religious value. This is the logo which has been from the beginning, though recently we have made a couple of changes as per the going through the manuscripts of Hindi literature and the religion. So this logo itself is a unique brand which enjoys a very big visibility and acceptability in the market. People, I think 90% of the people recognize us from the logo. However, the tagline, what we have said is recently in last few years, we were working on a much clear tagline, what exactly, which can show the purpose of the company. So from start to support, it came up after a lot of brainstorming. It simply says that we would like to associate ourselves with our customers or supplier, all our partners from the start. And that's what the part start means, that we want to be cooperating with the customers or any partners where we want to work with from the start. And support is something which is very critical in pharma industry. Its support can be divided into lot of subsets, which is financial support, technical support, commercial support, logistics support, warehousing support. In pharma, we want to say this support means largely the technical support, because every pharmaceutical company now, they are evolving in the way that they need a lot of technical documents for any of their products, and we are one of the best position company to give that support. So this is how we start from start to support. So this start to support, actually it's a whole storyline that we not only want to associate ourselves from the start, but also we give the complete technical, non-technical, commercial, financial support to our customers.
So in a nutshell, it means that start to support is full circle, full journey of anybody who is working with you. What it tells me is that there is a lot of complexity involved in this. So please throw some light on the kind of complexities that are hidden in the business, which is not very easy to visualize for people.
Yes, any business is complex. Every business is complex, and the more you grow, the complexity gets much challenging, much difficult to coping. One of the primary reason why we went to SAP is simply because the complexity was increasing, and then nothing better than the best. So we chose SAP. We in recent 5 years we have got into the local distribution, where we are managing more than 1000 live customers, or we have active customers. We have more than 100 products. We have a lot of SKUs, different packing size. So the complexity was increasing. We have the challenge what we see is during our growth, that we have more than 8 fulfillment center or warehouses. So there was a complexity happening, and we wanted to be ahead of the curve from our competitors or any of the suppliers which we were working with. So there was a complexity which we wanted to overcome. That was reason we went to this SAP. There is a complexities in the work. And we love this complexity. We love how to solve these complexities, and if the things are very easy and clear, anybody can do it, and we want to accept these challenges. Complexity in terms of now new regulatory laws are coming, compliances are coming. Pharmaceutical is a highly regulated market. It's not a IT sector or a textile sector. There are a lot of regulatory and government interventions are there. So yes, it's an interesting industry to work upon, but with a lot of compliances and a lot of technical support which we need to have to be ahead of the curve.
So you talked about SAP and complexity, and we hear it very often that these two terms go together. But then what is more important to know is you've embarked on this journey of using SAP Business One. So I am sure that there is a vision involved behind this.
Yes.
Please help us understand a little bit more about the vision from here to the next 5 years or the 10 years.
Shah TC is, we can say we are very clear on what path we have to go ahead on this journey. We are already one of the largest API distributors. Now we are expanding our wings into the various associated industries like food and anything related to the pharma and the nutrition sector. We have a vision to expand our operations in the much more locations. We already are operating from 8 different locations, and once we are able to have this complete overview of our existing businesses along with the integration with SAP, we want to expand it to various locations, and that's something which is going to happen in next 5 years. We see the only company or only process can help us to beat this challenges is SAP, and that's the reason we chose. In India it is SAP is a very frowning term. If a mid-sized companies, as soon as you say SAP, they say, oh my God, this is going to be extremely complex, and we were aware about it. And yes, it was very clear that whatever vision we have, it can be properly understood by the companies or the people who work for SAP and who knows how to manage the big businesses and how to manage the complex work cycles. Down the line, we feel that SAP will not only help us to streamline our operations, but also once the streamline process is completed, it can give us a lot of encouragement to go to the next stage, that is to expansion. So I personally feel that the purpose for us to go with SAP is largely aligned. We are pretty much ready to go and in a complete expansion mode, because operations would be largely taken care by SAP, and the process driven and the kind of information which we need out of our operations to have a better efficiency can be taken care by SAP. So we are ready. I can thoroughly say that we are ready to take a next big plunge into expansion of our businesses, and SAP is going to be one of the backbones of our business expansion.
Thank you so much, Mr. Shah, for giving me your time and explaining your thought process on how Shah TC has reached here and what is the way forward. Really appreciate your time today.
Thank you so much. I'm looking forward to this relationship for a very long period. Thank you very much. Thank you.
So in the previous part, we heard from Mr. Mehul about the journey of Shah TC. And now I am with Mr. Parth Tosani. He is partner at Shah TC. Hi Parth, thank you for joining me.
Thank you. Thank you.
So Parth, tell us more about your exploration of SAP Business One and how does it fit in the needs of pharma industry and particularly Shah TC?
Businesses are changing and industries are changing. Similarly, a company is also changing a lot. So companies have this size, we don't now just need softwares for accounting. Right. We need a lot of more from that. We make decisions based on those data. So we were thinking for a lot of time that how to improve our efficiency, and for that we need to have our hands-on on the numbers actually, rather than having some bunch of people sitting and operating the typical accounting softwares, and whenever we are asking, we are getting some reports in the clumsy formats and all those things. A lot of more data, a lot of more things were required, that there should be a maker checker systems, and there should be these approval systems for each and everything, which a typical accounting software can never do. So we went out for searching that what's the best that fits our needs, and possibly it was around 3 or 4 months of brainstorming and asking different people and how to go about it. So that's when we found out that SAP is one of the things which is famous for such kind of thing, and we said let's start exploring this. And eventually we talked to some consultants. One of that was Uneecops, you guys. So, and we were pretty convinced that what we need and what we possibly would need in the future, SAP covers up those kind of things very nicely. So that's how we went into this SAP.
So when you made the decision of implementing SAP Business One, you started working with Uneecops and kind of figuring deep dive into the software. How was that journey like? Were there any kind of surprises, positive or negative? Was it like a moment that, oh, it's a very complex thing, we shouldn't have done it? How was that initial 10-15 days of that exploration?
It's a good question. Yes, definitely it was full of surprises, because we had an old mindset that okay, once we bring in the SAP, it would be first easy to implement and we'll get some magic out of the box itself. So eventually we found out that things were pretty complex than our previous softwares. But eventually there was a mindset which we need to adapt. So it is not just that you get something and things will go exponentially good. It's more of like we have to adapt to the SAP's mindset of getting things organized in a different way than we used to do it. So there are some hierarchies in these things. There is mindset of masters, and there is mindset of these, as I said, approval systems and maker checkers. All these all were the mindsets, and which we were not ready. Sometimes we found out that okay, this thing previously it was much faster, but with SAP it's a bit slower. But eventually that mindset, even if it is slow, it is perfect. So that is what it took time. But since we were ready to grow, and people in Shah TC were quite courageous in that sense, that they wanted to take up this challenge, and everybody in our team actually everybody did hours and hours of hands-on on this SAP thing, on the softwares, on the user interfaces, lots of questions, which was quite surprising. I thought that they would never adapt this thing and they would resist this change, but instead team at Shah TC was quite the opposite. They were literally enjoying learning something new, and they were bringing out the challenges, the bug fixes, and this and that. So that made this journey quite a adventurous journey. But eventually I would say yes, it might not be easy to implement SAP, but it gives you a really powerful tool, and if you have that mindset to use that tool, that's phenomenal. So we are still uncovering what we can get more out of SAP, but yes, at least the journey has begun for us. To our surprise, since the team adapted very well to this, we actually could claim ourselves as setting the gold standard rather in this field, because in my knowledge, no other distributor of pharmaceutical space in our country would have such a setup, such a mindset. Leave aside the setup, they would not have this mindset also. So what we believe is we are always stretching. As our founder says, Mr. Mehul Shah, he's always stretching the team to innovate daily. So how do we innovate? We cannot innovate new molecules. That's not our job. Our job is to distribute the medicines very well. So that adds the value to our customers as well as suppliers. And what SAP is doing is actually it's adding a lot of value by improving our bottom lines, improving our efficiencies, reducing our mistakes in all these things. So that's possibly a big thing, and this is possibly where we are ahead of the industry as such in the distribution space. That's what makes Shah TC and the team, I would thank our team that they could adapt it so well, and we are moving it really fast on this thing.
Parth, you mentioned about setting the rules of the game, the gold standard when it comes to pharma trading business with SAP Business One. And we are honored to be partnering with you in this journey. Tell us more about how was your experience of working with Uneecops, and would you recommend us in your circle?
A pretty straight question. See, Uneecops was one of the first consultants which we approached. Of course, there were some other whom we had in this due diligence process, but what was good was the resources which Uneecops had, the people which you guys have. That's what brought us to you. We were never short of the consulting thing. We were not short of right advices. We were not short of the support which we expected you guys to do. Of course, pricing and all is different. Everybody would have their own strengths and weaknesses. But what I would say is that it was Uneecops had always been full of the resources which we wanted. May it be the implementation, may it be the planning, they were always supportive of all those things. So for the company of our size who need things going fast, going up and running very soon, we implemented SAP Business One in a record speed. You guys have, you must be knowing. So we need support from the consultants as well, like Uneecops, for us to match those speeds. So that was quite a I would say it was a surprise for us to know that they are really stretching themselves to match our speed. So that was a wonderful way. Yes, of course, the resources were always abundant with Uneecops. So that was a good experience all through.
That is so heartening to hear. We try our best to bring the best of SAP Business One to our customers, and happy to partner with you in your journey. It is just starting. There is a long way to go. But more importantly, thank you for giving me your time and sharing your experience of working with SAP Business One and Uneecops. Appreciate your time, Parth.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hi, today I'm sitting with Freya, who's also the partner at Shah TC. Shah TC has also implemented WMS, which is Warehouse Management System, with Uneecops and SAP in their company. They are in the process of doing so. So let's ask Freya about the same. So Freya, maybe you could just walk us through the journey of WMS and what have you been doing as of now?
Yes, I'd be happy to tell you about that. So we went live with SAP Business One in June, I believe. And around October, we wanted to move on to the second step of our digital transformation journey, which is incorporating a warehouse management system. So why the need of this system is arising is a completely different story. Shah TC at its core is a pharmaceutical distribution company. Our core activity is to make sure that we serve our customers in the best possible manner. So we want to make sure that our products, the right products, reach the right customers in the right condition at the right time. So in order to enable this, Shah TC has implemented heavily in its warehousing infrastructure. We have our own greenfield project that we take care of completely. And when the physical warehouse structure is set up in compliance with all of the standards, the next step is to make sure that we are also tracked digitally. So we have SAP Business One on our corporate level that manages all of the inventory, but we felt the need that there needs to be a more sophisticated way of managing, tracking, dispatching, and taking care of the handling of the goods in a more sophisticated and a digitally advanced manner. So there was a need of a warehouse management system, and Uneecops was one of the best people to do it, since you have already done SAP Business One.
So thank you for that, Freya. As you're already in the journey, So what are the expected outcomes once you go live with WMS and you already have SAP? So what's your vision?
So I'll answer this in two parts. First of all, to set any expectations or outcome from Uneecops' warehouse management system, there needs to be expectation from us and why we are doing this. So the self-expectation or outcome that we have as a distributor of a pharmaceutical in a pharmaceutical industry is making sure we have the right technology, making sure that we keep track of each SKU, whether it be a 25 kg carton or it be a 5 gram aluminium tin. So for us, it is very important, very imperative to make sure that all of our inventory is properly tracked, properly input in the system, and then properly dispatched. So the outcome is we want to make sure that we set a standard for all of the distributors within the pharmaceutical industry. And I think with the WMS system that gives you real-time updates, barcode scanning, order picking, and a multifold of features, we can make sure that we are one step ahead in making sure that we remain the industry standard within the pharmaceutical distribution space. So our outcome from WMS is again making sure that all of our inventory is tracked, it's properly input in the system, it's properly dispatched, and again keep us in a place that we are digitally advanced and competent enough to make sure we are ready for the bulk steps ahead.
Thank you, Freya, for taking us top to granular level on WMS and SAP. It was great speaking with you today.
Thank you.